It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Golden State Warriors. Well, for the Warriors, they've been looking forward to this game and have to be anxious to tip it off. They've been pretty tight-lipped about the game plan coming in, but very soon we'll find out what approach they're going to take. And tonight it's a race of thoroughbreds, two clubs that can go end to end in a flash. What is it that makes these teams so good in transition?
THTA. TDI.
And what does that mean?
They have athletes to do it. Athletes to do it.
I knew what that meant.
That's it. Good ball handlers and good finishes, man. THT, HTDI.
Not only that, they spend a lot of time perfecting it. The moment they get the ball, TLTP. They look to push.
WSIDTKH.
What's that?
FTC.
Whatever
We
that
send
is.
it down to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Whoa.
We've got basketball action from New Orleans, Louisiana, home of the Pelicans, here on 2K Sports. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. With Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, Kevin, Klay Thompson continues to be happy with his role on the Warriors. He said winning is so much fun. It's one thing to put up numbers, and it's another to sacrifice and be on the best team in the NBA. I'll take the latter every time. At the end of the day, people are going to remember championships. That's what it's all about. That's absolutely right. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That's the mindset you have to have. In the end, winning titles should be the ultimate goal. Doris, should be quite a battle tonight. Two terrific front courts. What do you expect to see?
Well, I'm really curious to see the level of physicality on the interior in the painted area, each side trying to impose its will upon the other. Who does the better job invading the space and contesting shots? Just don't invade my space over here, Mr. Harlan. Keep to your side of the table, will you?
I wouldn't think of it. I would not think of it. Tip-off goes to New Orleans. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Durant and Draymond Green, talented forward duo. The sharpshooters Curry and Thompson are at the 1 and the 2. And it's Pachulia in at the 5, down low. Cousins, no good.
Well, I wouldn't say the D was exceptional, but it certainly was enough to bother him.
And Thompson kicks to Curry. Back to Thompson, stolen by Holiday. And now here's Rondo, the fast break opportunity. A three-pointer off the mark. On defense, New Orleans. The wide open look for Durant. Misses the three. Outside Hill. To the wing on the left. Cousins with a screen on Thompson. There's a screen. Inside, 6 to shoot. Outside Holiday. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Holiday's got the first 3 points tonight for the Pelicans. And here's Golden State. It's a three-point game. Back to Thompson. He dishes it to Curry. Over Rondo. And the basket by Curry.
I'm not sure there's a more dangerous catch-and-shoot player in the NBA than Steph Curry. If you give him space, look out.
Yeah, and Steph Curry, maybe not putting up the numbers he did from that impressive MVP campaign, but he is still one of the most feared players in the league on offense. And when he wants to, he can take over a game, and there's just nothing you can do about it.
Kicks to Thompson. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, Thompson is not a stranger to having the defense draped all over him. What an amazing job focusing with the contest.
Cousins with a screen for Holiday. They set the pick. Davis gets a wide open look. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Right. The effort could have been so much better. You've got to be willing to fight through that screen. There's no question about it.
Now here's Curry. The feed now to Durant. Picked by Pachulia. It's Durant with the drive. Green. And Green slams it in.
As great a scorer as Kevin Durant is, he is an unselfish player and takes great pride in getting his teammates a good look.
Thompson against Holiday. Now here is Davis. Not a lot of room. Back to Holiday. To the inside. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
Craig, from his one-and-done season at Kentucky, leading college basketball in block shots. We knew Anthony Davis could dominate defensively, but did you have any idea he'd be this good offensively?
None. I mean, with his length and athleticism, you knew he'd have an impact as a finisher. But the way his shooting has developed, it has been remarkable. Now, granted, this was a guy that at one point was recruited to play point guard coming out of high school, but he's playing more like a shooting guard with his skill set.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. 1:58 left to play in the first quarter. Iguodala with it. Passes it to Livingston. 14 feet away. Pelicans with the rebound.
Just a little hesitation on that release, right? His timing looked a bit off.
Clark dishes to Davis. Cans it from downtown. Davis has got 9.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And that one's good. Green.
Back at you. That's payback for the 3 on the other end.
Well, I just like the shot selection in that instance. He wanted to get him back, and he did just that with the 3.
Pondexter with it. He's covered by Iguodala. Pondexter, the pass to Davis. Shoots over Livingston. Here's Crawford. No good on the shot. Good D by Thompson. Warriors trail by 6. On the wing, it's Iguodala. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Picked by West. Outside, Green. A floater, and Davis sends it back.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he use it well on the defensive end. If Davis is within shouting distance of the shooter, there's a good chance he'll get a hand on it.
Now here's West, and he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
The Warriors shooting their first free throw of the night here. And the Warriors making a change here. And David West, no good on that one. Pelicans leading by 4. Puts it up. And there's Miller. Good that time on the assist by Clark. Miller's got his first 2 points of the night. They set the screen. And here is Iguodala. That misses. Would have kind of had it gone in. And so it's New Orleans with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And work ethic, a big part of Steph Curry's success, as he was not a highly regarded 5-star recruit coming out of high school.
There's obviously ways that you can get better as a player from year to year and find different ways to show, what you're capable of, and that's kind of how, my story unfolded from high school to now, is just adding a little bit of piece here, a piece there every single year.
And he's certainly become not only a complete player, but the kind of true star guys that every team is looking to build around.
When he was drafted, Steph was viewed by most scouts as a great shooter. Not a centerpiece, but boy, were they wrong.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
It was huge, no doubt, and it seems like they simply can't miss from downtown.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. Livingston is out there with McCaw. Then there's Iguodala. Then there's West. And it's Young in at the 3, the small forward. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, Kevin Durant is a unique player. Ron James said he's a 7-footer with 6-foot ball handling skills, jump shot, and athleticism. It's never been done in our league. Never had a guy that's 7 foot and can do all that, so it sets him apart. Kevin, I'm 6 feet tall, and I can broadcast.
You can, and you can write, and by the way, you're in the Hall of Fame. D.A., thank you. Hill, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Holiday comes in for Ian Clark. Durant's checked in for the Warriors. Stephen Curry comes in for Sean Livingston. Warriors trail by 9. And something that surprised me last season was the play of Kevin Durant on the defensive end. He's always been, Doris, considered a solid defender. But he seemed to make a bigger jump last year in how he impacted that end of the floor.
Well, let's remember, Kev, that there was so much talk about who would protect the rim for the Golden State Warriors when Kevin Durant came aboard. Turns out he was their rim protector. This guy has a career high in blocks and formed an incredible duo with Draymond Green up front. Just great stuff.
Now here is Holiday. Davis setting the pick for Hill. And Durant sends it back.
But Kevin Durant uses his length so well. And how about the timing to send that rejection back?
Trying to find Curry. He's got it now. Knocked loose. Miller with a wide open look. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Miller's got the lead up to 9 now for New Orleans. Curry with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. They set the pick. Pass to Durant. Terrific design on the pick play. And he lays it in. Durant's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, you've got to like to see Kevin Durant concentrate on improving his interior game, because with his size and length, he's going to be a problem.
The wide open look here for Holiday. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
The defense a step slow. You can see the result.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
And with the Warriors, their ability to score in bunches really is unmatched throughout the league. They'll be going along with the team, and then all of a sudden they have that 20-point lead in like 3 minutes. It can happen so fast that I think at times the other teams are shell-shocked.
And talking about the Warriors and their ability to build a lead very quickly, the shooting they have, Greg, is a very big part of how they can just bury a team.
It is. Their shooting, especially from deep, but also their defense. One kind of feeds the other in terms of how they can steamroll teams and create that momentum. And only the special teams can put a game away with a 5-minute run, but this is one that has consistently done it over the last 3 years.
New Orleans making some changes here. Pondexter comes in for Miller. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Moore. Golden State also making some changes. Pachulia, he's checked in for West. Green comes in for Nick Young. And it's Klay Thompson in for Patrick McCaw. Outside Rondo. And Holiday, here we go. Rondo against Curry. Rondo kicks to Davis. And Pachulia pulls it down.
His high percentage shot right at the rim, and he's wondering what happened.
New Orleans leading by 10. Outside Rondo. 1:33 left now here in the second. Davis setting the pick for Rondo. Again, Rondo missing.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And after Kevin Durant made his decision to leave the Oklahoma City Thunder, he instantly became one of the most polarizing players, it seemed, Greg, in the NBA.
Listen, Kevin Durant has always been a star in this league, but now he's become the story. It's something that he can handle but doesn't try to seek out. Was able to prove all the naysayers wrong and just having another amazing season.
Well, Kevin Durant, one of the more efficient players that we have ever seen. This guy is a juggernaut by himself on the offensive end. He can score from virtually any spot on the court.
Rondo's shot is off. Warriors trail by 7. From about 16. Offensive rebound. And it's Green missing. New Orleans has gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Here's Pondexter. Not going to go that time. And Golden State will go the other way with it. Thompson from long range. Another shot. And Pachulia with the lay-in. Good.
Now, Pachulia just tireless on the boards. Throws himself at the basket to get any rebound he can.
Rondo kicks to Pondexter. Up again. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Great positioning on the putback. Now just a 3-point New Orleans lead.
If you refuse to box out Draymond Green, you are going to have a long night. He is going to gobble up the glass.
Outside Rondo. Dishes to Hill. 5 to shoot. From 13, and Cousins gets it to go. Cousins has got his first basket of the night.
And with great players, you've got to pick your poison. You'll live with Cousins shooting from mid-range. Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Pelicans lead by 3. Got a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Alongside Steve Kerr and Coach, what is the offensive approach going to be in the second half?
Well, we just have to do what we do, move the ball and wear them down with our ball movement, our cutting, and our spacing, and set better screens, all the usual stuff.
Yeah, it always seems to work out for you in the long run. Thanks, Steve. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
It is
Show.
a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back for our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He had 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 block. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
Well, the three-point shooting was the key thus far. When you're knocking down those shots from the perimeter, it really spreads the floor. You demand respect from the defense. We'll see if they can keep it flowing in the second half.
Shaq, how'd you think the Warriors were playing?
Well, I thought the one bright spot was the effort on the glass. Several times when momentum was sliding, getting a timely rebound really lifted them. The strong work on the glass is key because that's how you string together a series of big stops.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
A view from the sky above of this lovely city as we make our return to New Orleans, Louisiana. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
Well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
I think, Greg, we're seeing a couple things. Terrific play calling, unselfish nature, and quality shooting. That makes for good offense.
You've been a color analyst for both men's basketball, women's basketball. Stylistically, what's the difference, in your opinion, between the two, if anything?
Well, I think there are a number of differences. The primary one being athleticism is slowly starting to take shape and more dictate the outcome of success in women's basketball, whereas athleticism has always been a part of dictating the outcome of games. The above-the-rim aspect of the NBA versus, for the most part, the below-the-rim aspect of the WNBA. That would be the primary difference for me.
But the fundamentals, too, sometimes stand out. The women's game, I think, really you can see fundamentals so strongly.
You can, Kevin, and I think what helped the women's game tremendously was, especially in the WNBA, you had NBA coaches transition to roles in the WNBA, the Bill Lambiers, the Mike Thibault, so they taught that group how to be pros, how to win on that level.
Excellent point. Hill and Davis are the forwards. Rajon Rondo is out there with Holiday, and it's Cousins in at the 5 spot. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half. Now, here's Thompson. Durant for 3. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And 11 points for Kevin Durant.
I'll tell you, don't let Kevin Durant start to percolate from outside that arc, because you're going to be in for a tough night.
There's the screen. Davis dishes to Holiday. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That'll be his second foul of the game. Some changes for New Orleans. Darius Miller, he's checked in for Solomon Hill. And Ian Clark subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Different look here for the Warriors. West is checked in for Pachulia. Iguodala comes in for Kevin Durant. McCaw, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Iguodala, the pass to Green. Back to Iguodala. Pass to McCaw. There's the dish to Green. And Davis sends it back. Here's Clark. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And finished off by Davis.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. 2 Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
Here's McCall following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Feeds to Livingston. Over Clark. Livingston no luck. Pelicans leading by 7. Here's Clark. The pass to Cousins. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, and last season, DeMarcus Cousins moving on in that blockbuster trade. Really impossible to get equal value for a star like Cousins, but he was pleased, I think, to put all the rumors of being traded to bed.
That free throw good from Cousins. And with Cousins, he found out that he was being traded to the Pelicans while at the All-Star game in New Orleans.
And it's never easy fitting in with another star like the Brow, but Cousins is just so skilled that you knew they would find a balance. And at the end of the day, Cousins seems to be happy with the team who's committed to him.
Greg, when you watch DeMarcus Cousins play, you can see the beating he takes in the post, can't you?
Yeah, and that's just how it goes with star centers, with the size and activity of Cousins. Just like Shaq in the sense, big bruising centers are hard to officiate. Other players can lay into them and not even make a dent, but anyone else, it would be a foul.
You look at the height of Sean Livingston, Doris, and how he is able to both score and facilitate for others. He is a coach's dream in that regard.
Well, Sean Livingston is a mismatch nightmare because with his size, he can shoot over most point guards in the post or in the mid-range. But then if you put a bigger player on him, he can create mismatches at other positions. He's a tough guard.
Free throw, no good. Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me, the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it. If you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between two people because there's so much scoring and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to it.
At its best, you're 100% correct.
Now here's Cousins over Iguodala. And again, no good by New Orleans. On its way from Young for two. Miller grabs the miss. Pelicans leading by 8. Moore outside. 1:16 left to play here in the third. A nice shot by Pondexter.
I'll tell you, they're willing to give him that shot, and he takes advantage of it.
Warriors trail by 11. Now a timeout called by Golden State. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated. Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those two anchors on the front line.
Hill, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Jordan Crawford comes in for Ian Clark. Golden State also making some changes. Durant's checked in for Young. Klay Thompson comes in for Patrick McCaw. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. Now, here's Thompson from deep. Iguodala. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Greg, what would you say is the key for the Pelicans to get back in the playoff mix?
There's several. I think rebounding was a big problem. The trade for Cousins should help in that area, and every team needs more shooting. But I think in particular, this group does. And then first and foremost, look, you got to stay healthy. Hard to figure out what you have when you never get a chance to see it. And always looking to throw his weight around inside. Cousins is a handful.
Durant, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Durant's got 13.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Crawford kicks to Hill. There's the feed to Cousins. An easy 2 points on the layup. Cousins has got the lead up to 13 now for New Orleans.
And just the rugged nature of Cousins getting into the body there offensively.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans 13 points up at the end of the period. The one goal they had coming into this game was to not let Curry beat them. And so far, their defense on Steph has been tremendous. Back to the action after this word. Now let's listen in to head coach Steve Kerr.
Move it to the next guy, drive and kick, let it come out in the wash, all right?
And Steve Kerr asking his guys to simply run their offense, share the basketball.
Yeah, and don't just settle for tossing it around the horn. Attack the defense. Play inside out when you can.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, the sharpshooters Curry and Thompson are at the 1 and the 2. Iguodala at small forward with Durant playing the 4. And it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot manning the middle. Now here's Durant following the miss by DeMarcus Cousins. Rondo against Thompson. Over Rondo. Thompson misses.
And really, for some reason, just not a big part of their offense today. Hard to get into a rhythm when you're getting so few opportunities at the rim.
Iguodala dishes to Durant. Pachulia the pass to Durant. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. New Orleans leading by 13. It's Crawford on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. Crawford kicks to Cousins. Outside Rondo. 6 to shoot. Pondexter no good.
No doubt it's been a rough game for him. I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it as long as they hang on to the lead the rest of the way.
Oh, wow, guys. Doesn't look good. We've got an injury here.
And I'll tell you, this is the last thing you want to see.
I just feel so bad for him. What he's going through right now, you just have to hope and pray that it's not too serious.
And the Warriors making a change here. Green's checked in. Some changes for New Orleans. Davis comes in for Quincy Pondexter. And it's Drew Holiday in for Jordan Crawford. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to catch the message Steve Kerr gave to his team. And he was emphatic. He said, we are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive. And you've got to battle to get back in this thing. See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
Well, his touch from beyond the arc is unparalleled. It is safe to say Steph Curry will go down as one of the greatest shooters in NBA history.
Cousins with a screen on Thompson. And Holiday kicks to Hill. Davis sets a screen. Pass to Cousins. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And yes, it's good. And that's 13 points for Davis.
That's just an incredible find coming from the big man. No debating Cousins' smarts on the court. He picks out a pass there that not many guys would have seen.
Now here's Thompson. It's Curry outside. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 4 assists in the game. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Down low, Cousins, and Cousins brings it down.
And he is a power player down low. If there's nobody there to stop him, Boogie's going to destroy that rim.
Pachulia with the screen on Holiday. Thompson with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Thompson misses. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Now, here is Hill. He feeds it to Davis. Over Green. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Of course, every team now is looking for bigs who can rebound, block shots, defend in the perimeter, and hit the face-up jump shot, which we've seen. But now they're moving outside. That's asking a lot of the versatility from that one position. So when you think of that, who fits the bill in your mind?
Well, the guy who was eye-popping in limited action was Mr. Joel Embiid. What a great personality and a diverse skill set on the offensive end. Anthony Davis and Karl Anthony Towns, both from the University of Kentucky, have the kind of skill set that I think makes them the prototypical next-generation NBA player. Those guys can step away, make three-point opportunities. Both can face up, put it on the deck, and go in either direction. Both can go with their back to the basket. I mean, what a luxury for those coaches to have a big man with those capabilities.
And that one falls for Davis. And the Warriors dominant last season again, not only because, Greg, of their offense, but because of their defense. One of the best in the NBA, and they're just so active on that end of the floor.
No doubt about it. And you know what? Credit their personnel, because it allows them so much more flexibility defensively. And even when they go small, they have excellent rim protection. They're a physical bunch. I just don't think they get enough credit for their rebounding. One of the better teams in our league.
Now here's Thompson. Green, the screen. Curry on the wing. Shot off the pick. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 5 assists tonight.
Boy, how about that look from Klay Thompson? For a player known for his shooting, that passing very special.
Holiday against Thompson. Davis dishes to Cousins. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Pelicans.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting, despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Cousins.
Boy, this guy played with some swagger and intensity on the boards tonight, dominating the physical aspect of the game.
Here's Curry following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Green, the screen. Curry against Rondo. Lets it go with a 3. And Davis pulls it down. Holiday against Thompson. Outside Holiday. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. AD, it looked like you guys were having some fun out there. Is there a new dynamic coming up offensively?
No, we just don't care who scored the ball. You know, the ball movement was great. Everybody's rebounding and talking. So when we play like that, it's fun to watch. You know, and everybody out there having fun, smiling, a lot of emotions. That's all we asked. That's all Coach asked for, and we did that tonight.
Good win tonight, AD. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.